Mm. Hello, hello, hello out there in YouTube land. Mwah. Kisses to all of you guys. Welcome to the live Mimi show. Hello, Sam. Hello, Tanya. Hello, Sheila. Now, hello, lovely Sam. Oh, she's so sweet. Thank you so much for being here. I know I had the times a little mixed up, but we got them fixed. We do have a special guest coming on today, Paula M. So she will be here sometime today. We got 23 people in the chat. Wow. I got some lovely subscribers and friends. Hello, Ruth. Hello, Sheila. Hello, lovely Sam. Hello, Ruth. Uh-oh. Be right back, guys. Just one moment. All right, I do apologize, guys. I'm going to add Paula M. My daughter is not taking a nap, so me and Daddy is in between trying to keep her busy. So hang on, guys. So I'm going to introduce our wonderful Paula. Hello, lovely Paula.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, I want to introduce you, and I know everybody knows you by now. Paula M has a wonderful channel. She has 100 and something thousand followers. She is the information go-to person about all things royal. And we are so pleased to have you today. And I was hoping that you could tell us what's going on in the Meghan and Harry world.
Well, I just did a video today about the children.
Hello, City. The boss baby.
Yes, I just did a video earlier about the Archie specifically. And the email I sent to Parliament asking them to provide the details of the doctors who delivered the child in which hospital under the Freedom of Information Act of 2000. I got a response saying that they have dissolved Parliament because of the election that has been called. So I I'm waiting to see because those details are not available. And according to protocol and what's mandatory, those details must be made public to ensure that we don't have an imposter in the line of succession. So I'm going to hear about it. But it's funny because I've had to change the thumbnail 6 or 7 times already and the title because as I posted it, immediately YouTube within 17 minutes I was told to take it down or change the thing. So I've changed it 7 times, and that really sucks because it doesn't allow the video to gather traction, you know.
Yes.
It screws up the algorithm, and so yeah, so
Do
that's
you
where we are with the.
do you believe that they are coming after you because of your popularity and you're telling the truth? And they're a little bit, some of the stuff you're saying is uncovering some deep stuff about these two.
Well, I don't know. I think it's all of us, the people that are.
Yeah.
It's for me, I'm not in this for to trash Harry and Meghan Markle. I'm not
Yeah.
here to. Mine is everybody, and I found that really odd that William had Beatrice and Eugenie at the garden party right when people were it's getting traction, and we've been really going hard after the People magazine article where they say that is Archie with Ashley and Meghan with Ashley when it's Ashley and actually it's Beatrice. Sorry, it's Eugenie. So we've been really hard at that because I mean, that child, that was August, I think they call it, be it a Eugenie's child that was portrayed in the Netflix documentary as Archie.
Right. I
And
remember you talking about that.
Eugenie knows this. The entire royal family know this. That is her kid. That is not Meghan Markle's child.
Right. You
You
can't see the picture. You really can't. It's blurry. You can see the back of his head,
Yeah, but you
and
can
they
see
look
that
alike.
Eugenie, because Eugenie posted that picture of her playing at the beach with her own kid, and
She sure did.
they're using that footage on the Netflix series that Harry and Meghan did, as though that is Meghan playing with her kid on the ocean, as
Yes.
though it's Meghan in the kitchen playing cooking with Archie when it's Ashley. You know, so so if any of you, how you can help us, guys, go watch those videos. This is why I don't like to do those kind of videos because whenever they get very little views, then immediately the YouTube gets that the people don't like those kind of videos and they shadow ban the entire channel, so your videos are not suggested anymore, and especially that topic, you know so yeah, I mean, it's so suddenly we see William bring Eugenie, who is a complete rat, the York girls, and we saw Charles bring Andrew back into the fold, and now William is bringing back the York girls into the fold, and everybody's going, "Oh, wonderful! What a wonderful family!" This is incredible. It's sickening, and as you
Yes.
see, I call out William too.
Yeah, you're doing it. Yes.
For me, it's not about hate. This is not a I hate Meghan Markle's channel. That is not
Right.
it. It never was.
And
It
it was
never
it's
was.
about the truth and
Mhm.
it's about the truth and finding out about the truth. Because I know when we were on the Royal Mess the other day, we were talking about how King Charles may need to speak out more about these fake royal tours. There's another one coming up.
Remember what I said when I said that the government of Nigeria was in direct contact with the royal household and the foreign office, and they were part of the planning for that tour. I said
Wow.
that videos. People were going, "No, what do you know? No, no." Well, you saw the chat. You saw our chat,
I
right? We
did.
have a group chat.
Mhm.
You saw what Megan Small sent. And
Yes.
what did she say? Paula, you were right. Because we have
Yes.
proof, super proof. I can't show the email that my friend sent me
Mhm.
because there's only 6 people in that email. So
Okay.
if so it's gonna be very easy if I show that email to figure out who that person is who sent me that email.
Right.
And you can
Oh,
Yes, yes, because it's
okay.
government. So you can clearly see how involved the palace the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Nigeria were that involved in planning Harry's visit to that no-go zone, how the palace recommended that Harry go to the Lagos to have the meeting with the governor. Actually, they were part of arranging the governor's visit with Harry. And now, like that thing that we got with Molly, she just sent me and told me that Andrew reported on it. So that's great that Andrew reported on it and showed the email. This is another email, guys. KTS as politicians. No, I'm sorry. The palace knows. The palace was involved, and the palace has now become shaded, fused with government because they have so many shady businesses between them. Parliament should be the rod that keeps the royal family honest, transparent,
Yes.
and and instead they're colluding to cover up their interests. Period. Because
I saw
Parliament should have called out Harry and Meghan for
yes.
going to that thing. What did I say to you guys? Oh, this is the British commissioners. That was an official statement. I've been saying all along that is not an
Yeah.
official statement. That was a comment that the British High Commissioner in Nigeria during a visit said to some reporter. That was not an official statement. And if you look at it, official statements come on the form that they official statements. You would see the Home Office saying that Harry and Meghan, do not represent that visit does not represent the UK nor
Right.
the monarchy. They didn't do that. Are there any consequences for that sham thing? And I said all along that there is no way, Leticia, that Nigeria would risk antagonizing their main donor that they're just getting $10 billion from, to insult them by showing their respect that they show to Harry as a dignitary, which
Right.
would be respectful towards King Charles.
It is disrespectful.
I'm going to put it this way, Leticia. Let's say that you have an amazing customer and that customer is the one that gives you all the business, right? That is your business depends on that customer, keeping that customer happy, right?
Right.
And then you find this customer has a brother, and that brother has gone everywhere trashing your customer.
Wow.
So are you telling me that then you're going to go very publicly, invite the person who's trashing your very best customers, whose your livelihood depend is you are thriving because of this customer, you're getting money, you're getting business from this customer. Would you risk ruining your customer for this in order to have his brother? You wouldn't do that. That's just common sense,
Exactly.
So there's no way Nigeria would have gone and done all of this had it not been approved by the palace, guys.
Well, did you hear, like I saw, and it could just be media, did you hear where the palace was supposedly, apparently upset about the fact that Meghan and Harry did that fake royal tour?
That's a lie. If that were the case, the palace
would come out and say more.
If that were the case, the palace would have said something. And since Andrew already published this, Meghan Small told me we can't talk about it.
Wow.
Guys, this is an email that somebody sent to Save the Children UK, complaining as to why they had Harry and Meghan Markle in Nigeria and why they were promoting and showing the footage and blah, 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 right? Because let's not forget, Princess Anne is the patron of Save the Children UK. Right. And UK published those images on X and all their social media. So this person wrote to Save the Children, and this is the response they got. Dear so-and-so, many thanks for taking the time to get in touch with us regarding the recent visit of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex with Save the Children in Nigeria. They are friends of Save the Children's global ambassador, Ms. Anne Harriman, who invited them to learn more about Save the Children's work in Nigeria. We were in contact with the palace ahead of the meeting between Prince Harry and Meghan and Save the Children Nigeria, as was Harry's team. We also informed the palace about our plans to share the meeting with our audience on social media. The palace was fully supportive of our plans. Please be assured that we do take any feedback we receive about all aspects of our work seriously, and we will log this. I will also pass on your feedback to the relevant team.
Wow.
And what did I say about Save the Children? Because I was one of the first ones to criticize them. I said there's absolutely no way in hell that Save the Children would have had Harry and Meghan in their social media, or even entertain the idea
Right.
of having them visit, were it not with the blessing of the palace, especially since Princess Anne is their patron. So
Wow.
here we have proof, written proof, and you can see it. I'll probably be sharing it. So,
That's
but yeah,
really disturbing that they are supporting it. It really is.
well, I mean, but what will it take for people to understand that Harry and Meghan is not that they are powerful, it's that
It's not.
the people supporting them are powerful.
Okay. That's
King
it.
Charles is powerful. People want to please King Charles. Companies want to please King Charles. Governments want to please the head of state of the United Kingdom and certain realms and 15 other realms in the Commonwealth, because the Commonwealth as a union is incredibly wealthy, of which Charles is the head. So it's not that people are protecting Harry. People are pleasing Charles. Period.
Okay. So what do you think that these, and any questions you have for Paula, let me know, guys. What do you think? I have several questions. What do you think about them continuing to do these fake world tours, and what are they trying to accomplish? And if Charles doesn't say something sooner rather than later, what could happen? Like, because right now, like you just said, she's not powerful. The people that they're trying to please, like King Charles is powerful. The kings and that they met with, like the Nigerian people, some of them were powerful, that they're hanging around these powerful people. But what's going to happen? They're going to what? Become popular one day?
Well, that's what Charles wants. It took Charles 27 years or so to get Camilla to be accepted in some quarters. She's never going to be accepted by others. But look, I have been saying for a long time, from the moment I saw Harry and Meghan sitting on a bench advocating for votes for the Democrat Party, even though they never said the Democrat Party, but the whole meaning it was implied. And nobody said anything. That is not allowed. They didn't.
Wow.
Meghan Markle didn't sit on that bench as Rachel Meghan Markle, concerned citizen. It was the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, because Harry, who is a British man, is telling people in another nation to go and vote. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
So ridiculous. But nothing happened. The next thing that happened, that we find out, Meghan Markle cold calling senators. I said, that should not be happening.
Hmm.
Silence. This, instead of silence of the lambs, it is silence of the puppets, you know? And then nothing. Meghan writing, the Duchess of Sussex, writing to the Congress to advocate for a bill that she shouldn't do as the Duchess of Sussex. As
Right.
Rachel Markle, she can, but not
Right.
as the Duchess of
Duchess
Sussex.
of Sussex.
Nothing happened. That sham trip to New York, I've been calling these things out and saying that this is an
Yes.
escalation. Like everybody who's abusive, they push and see if they get any reaction. When they don't, they escalate. I made a big stink about the fact that when they went to watch that hockey game in Canada, they had the HRH in the thing. And I said, why are they using the moniker? Everybody, oh, you're just an old lady who makes a big deal out of nothing. It's just.
No, that's serious.
And then I said, okay, fine. I know you guys ridicule me, but here we are. Here we are. And then the next thing we have, Harry and Meghan in Nigeria, their Royal Highnesses, Harry inspecting the military, silence of the palace about this. Never mind that. Remember when they went to Invictus in Canada and Harry actually talked to the chiefs, the native chiefs, and he stated that he was coming back the following year to discuss matters on behalf of the royal palace and himself. That is
Ooh.
everywhere. And people were going, why is the palace quiet? Oh, never complain, never explain. That was about personal issues within the
Right.
family, not about
Exactly.
matters of state.
Not now the matters of the state. And I'm assuming, because I would assume that with this fake world tour, that they had to be a lot of upset UK natives upset about this. Her pretending and they're running around. He's checking their suits and making sure they're perfect and stuff like that. I mean, it looked like a actual royal tour. So, I mean, I really do believe that they do need to come out and say something because
But
if
they're
it
not.
doesn't, then it makes
Why
it
would
look
they
like
come,
they
Leticia, why would they come up and say something if they're the ones who are sending them and organizing these trips? They're just
that's
going to
the
keep it
problem.
there. And people are going to say, oh, but there's nothing the monarch can do. Are you serious? Are you telling me that the Home Office of the United Kingdom, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the United Kingdom, cannot issue a statement? This is not even Charles who have to do it, because the ones who organize the royal visits is the Home Office, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So are you telling me that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is incapable of putting out one sentence statement?
Right.
Harry and Meghan Markle
That's
do
it.
not represent any business, trips do not represent the monarchy nor the United Kingdom in any capacity. Do you think that they are incapable of putting out one statement with a couple of sentences?
Do you believe that if the queen was alive, she would have said something?
Probably, yeah.
I just believe that she would have been a little bit more like, wait a minute, because now you're starting to mess with, the business of, like you said, the state, the monarchy, the Commonwealth. Now
But
you're messing.
they're not because it's the Commonwealth who are sending these two idiots for whatever reasons they may have. Because Charles,
Right.
and if you notice the
You
press,
think
all the
because
press,
he's sick and that he's using them on the
I think
sidelines?
I think is using them to show people how successful they are at these tours. This is why the press, you saw that the entire
Did you
UK,
seem like it was successful to you? It was not successful. I didn't get that.
but Leticia, but not according to the press, not
Okay.
according to the mainstream media.
That's true.
If you go to the
That's
mainstream
true.
media, which is what Charles used for this propaganda, for this huge PR exercise to build back Harry and Meghan's. Oh, look, what a missed opportunity. What a missed opportunity, the royal family. You see what the royal family, they're such a great asset. How can two bullies with below average intelligence who are slanderers, defamers, be an asset to anybody?
Right.
So
But do
what
you
to me,
think
this is a
that
big PR strategy to bring them back and to gaslight the entire world that they're
really?
successful, that look,
So okay, here's a
how
question.
can the press not be
So do
calling out
you
Meghan Markle for a
believe,
43% Nigerian non-existent heritage?
but if you look at it in an American side of it, we don't follow world tours and you know what I'm saying? Like here in the United States, you either have a talent where you can make money or that's it. Like you can't. I don't believe that they can be successful based on these fake world tours, or become powerful, or become like changing their. I don't see them becoming anything other than what they are, and that's losers. And I don't think that these fake world tours is going to help their popularity here in the United States because we don't even watch
Well,
it.
no, wait a minute. If you look at the mainstream media in the
But
United
okay, so
States, it is a
looking at
massive success. How popular they were. They showed the images of Meghan being mobbed by all that stage thing, but look at all the press that the World Trade Organization Director General for the World Trade Organization, look at the gaslighting they're doing to the entire world. And that is what most of the majority of this is why it's called the mainstream media, because that's what most people read. you know
okay,
I've had people in Spain. People, critical thinking, deductive reasoning is a thing of the past. People look at the 10-second little bites of news that any idiot on TikTok or anybody will say, because the news now is not about reporting, investigating, exposing. It's about what the people want to hear or what is popular. For
wow,
example, I just want to say something to Sam. Are signing Lady C's petition for Harry to put, that is a useless petition. That is a
really?
GoFundMe. Yes, of course, because it's a GoFundMe petition. GoFundMe petitions don't carry any weight in the United Kingdom. The only
Yeah.
petitions that carry weight is the EU parliamentary petitions. And Harry has
Wow.
already made it clear he's not, because this is appealing to Harry's. Oh, please, Harry, give up your titles. Do you think he will do that? He already said no.
Oh no,
So
no, no, no. He's
so
not
that
giving.
petition is a GoFundMe petition. In the UK parliamentary website, it says that
Yes.
GoFundMe petitions do not work, that you need to start a UK parliamentary petition. And Harry has already answered people, because he was asked point blank at that Anderson Cooper, why don't you give up your titles? And he said, what for?
Wow. So the next royal tour I heard was in Ghana.
Yeah, Meghan, that's where actually one of Meghan's ancestors is from Ghana, from the tribe Fante from Ghana. She doesn't have any Nigerian thing.
All
And
right.
but Harry was invited with Meghan, but he doesn't want to go with her. He wants to go alone.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't like being the spare on this one. He wants to go alone. And
Wow,
what's
that's
interesting is,
interesting. I didn't think he could stand up to her. I thought that it's
he
her
wants
way or
to
the
go
highway.
alone. And the reason why he goes to go alone, I did a video yesterday about him being at the hospital. And the mainstream media is not showing that, because they got into a huge fight when Harry
I
finally
heard
managed to
that
go home
on your
after
channel.
the dinner, where she walked out on.
Yeah.
Because Meghan Markle doesn't care. Meghan Markle makes the show anywhere. There was huge issues, and he ended up going. It's not the first time he goes to the hospital, and he always goes by himself with a mate, somebody that's one of the handlers, because Meghan Markle never goes with him. Okay. And then that relationship is pretty bad. Harry was very angry because Harry's also a narcissist. Harry's biggest
Come to
grudge
find out.
no, Harry's biggest grudge against William is that he was in his shadow, that William always got more attention. And now Meghan not only is getting, grabbing all the attention, she's literally pushing him out of the way when you see them on stage, like
Oh yeah.
in front, so yeah.
Yeah. See, and my thought was, honestly, I saw this, like I just see this downward spiral. I don't see them becoming this having this big PR plan that they're going to become this famous. But now I'm a little concerned because they are meeting with these dignitaries and these kings and queens and these people from other countries, because they can't get it in the United States. They can't do it in Europe. So they're going to other places to pretend like they are, some kind of a king and queen. That's how they're walking around. To me, Harry and Meghan are now walking around as if they are king and queen, as if they have taken over for William and Catherine. It's really despicable. It really is. And I wish more was done, because it feels like they're getting away with a lot more than what they should be getting away with. And like you said, being quiet all the time isn't the best way. Never complain, never explain. Because like you said, what harm would it have done if they had came out and just said that they're not representing us on these royal tours? I mean, it's simple.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to answer something to somebody there who says that the GoFundMe petitions work. No, they don't. I'm just reading directly. If you go to the UK parliamentary website, it tells you that when you start a petition, they tell you that it has to be a UK parliamentary petition from somebody who is a resident of the United Kingdom or a citizen residing in the United Kingdom. And because they ask you to put your details and your address and everything, and only people who reside and live in the United Kingdom can sign them, and then and it specifically says there, do not send GoFundMe petitions, because we do not they don't count there. It's right there in the UK parliamentary website. This is not I made up this website. This is the
Right.
parliament's website. This is the official website, and they're telling you that they don't accept any GoFundMe petitions, that it has to be
Oh, so it's a waste of time.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And those
Mhm.
GoFundMe petitions can be set up with you getting a percentage of how much, how many
Oh,
people sign up because people make donations and stuff like that. So,
okay.
but so I don't like it when people misguide other people into doing stuff because it's a waste of time. People get frustrated and people get the feeling that things are not being done. The reason why things are not being done is because we have irresponsible people guiding people who are asking for answers or who are asking for guidance. They're purposely leading them to the wrong door, you know?
So who should be speaking out more? Like, should we be writing I mean, like, should people in Europe be writing letters to King Charles saying, look, you need to do more about this? This is, what is it
It's
going to
very
take?
simple. The problem that I have is that my channel is very small. I don't have a castle, you know. So, but I have worked in this, and the
Yeah,
funny
you are.
for years, Leticia, for years, I was saying people are wrong.
Yes.
Parliament that has nothing to do with royal titles, styles, and dignities. People were,
Mhm.
and then we have all these royal experts. Oh, it's very complicated. It's parliament, and blah 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 blah. And then when the queen died, especially this particular YouTuber who gave me a hard time for 2.5 years, even implying that I was ignorant without using my name. That
Mhm.
people who don't know any better shouldn't be talking about the.
Oh my God, you're so knowledgeable. You know your
No, but
stuff. You do your
unfortunately,
research.
yeah, but
Yeah.
these people don't do that. And no matter how many times I did a video showing their response from UK Parliament as to why they rejected the petition of removing the titles from Harry, they say it right there that it's not up to them, it's up to the monarch.
Wow.
Because people are
So it's up to
confused.
the king. It's up to the king.
Yes, and people go, oh, but if to remove the duke titles, no, because royal dukes are not the same as aristocratic dukes.
So, do you think if they take away the HRHs and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, that they would
And
lose
Prince, and Prince, King Charles is within his rights right now. King Charles, all he has to do, because you see, removing titles doesn't alter the line of succession. It just
Oh,
means that they're titled. For example, Zara Tindall, Princess Anne's daughter, and
yes.
Princess Anne's son, they're both in the line of succession. They don't have any
Wow.
title, but they are in the line of succession because the line of succession says on which order people come, depending on how close they are to the king, to the monarch.
Right.
It's a line of
Right.
success. Okay, you're next, who's next in line, basically, right? And they have
Right.
to meet certain conditions in order for them to be included in the line, right?
Mhm.
So, but
Mhm.
having just because you're Mr. or Mrs. Duke or Duchess, King, or it doesn't matter. The royal titles don't matter.
It
What
doesn't matter. They're still in line. That's a
they're still in
separate thing.
fashion, yes.
Wow.
So King Charles is within his rights right now to issue a letters patent and say that only the heir to the throne and his children can be called prince and princess of the United Kingdom.
Do you
Okay.
think the reason why he's not doing all of that is because he feels like he's going to be considered a racist or something like that? Like he's
No,
a,
no, 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 no. I don't think so. Why? We
okay.
all know that that is not the case.
I
Why are people still
know.
bringing this up? People want to maintain that myth. Oh, but there's got free. They're going to call him. We already
Right.
passed.
So
Everybody.
what? We're past that.
Yeah, people
Yes.
know that Harry and Meghan are lying. Everybody knows that. The whole world knows that. So for people to keep saying, "Oh, it's because he's afraid of what?" He just doesn't want to do it. Period. You know.
Yeah.
And so and Charles can do that. That would mean that if only the heir to the throne and his children can have prince and princess titles and HRH styles and dignities, that would mean that Beatrice and everybody else would not have any titles, which is what happened when King George the Fifth, number 5, issued his letters patent, which is still to this day the one that's used as a model. Because when Queen Victoria was alive, pretty much he had that everybody who was related to her was prince and princess, and they were all HRH, you know. But
Right.
when King George the Fifth ascended the throne, he said, no, this is during the first war, the war. He said, no, this can't be done. We can't do that. So then he wrote a letters patent where he said that only the male children of the monarch and the male grandchildren
Oh,
were entitled to carry the title of prince and princess
Mhm.
and HRH style. It's not a birthright. It is an option. They're entitled to, and that is up to the monarch. Okay. So, and then immediately when that letters patent, that is the only instrument that the monarch has, which is absolute to the monarch. Okay. That's how
Okay.
powerful this instrument is.
Wow.
That very next day, all the prince and princess and HRHs, they woke up being Mr. and Mrs. Smith, because
Wow.
they were no longer entitled to use the prince and princess titles nor stuff like that. This is why the queen made that exception with Louis and
With
Charlotte,
in Charlotte. Mhm.
because they were great grandchildren, and according to the letters patent, they were not entitled to be only George was entitled to be called His Royal Highness Prince George as the son of the heir, but the
Okay.
other two, Charlotte and Louis, were not entitled. But the queen issued a letters patent dictating that all the children from Prince William were gonna have the style of HRH and the titles of prince and princess.
Mm.
And this is why Meghan Markle was so angry. This is what people don't understand. Because she said what she was saying when she sat on Oprah was, why don't understand why she couldn't do the same for my kids, because she did it for William.
Okay.
She
Right.
could make
I
the
remember.
exception that the
Mhm.
queen made for William's children for her kid.
Right, because you're a D-list actress and you don't belong there, and you should have never been even in the royal family in the first place because Harry put you in. It's so much. I could go on and on. First of all,
We
she
still
shouldn't
have
have been
somebody, for
trying to
example,
compare
we have
herself.
this person that says KTS. As a current law, it requires an act of parliament to be passed. You see how many minutes I've spent telling you what it is? You can go to the UK Parliament. You will read their response directly from UK Parliament, where it tells you that Parliament has nothing to do with titles. Now, in regards to the line of succession, either
Because I
Parliament.
thought, because I thought that Parliament could strip them, but you're saying that they can't. After you just explained that, so
I said that the king can, the monarch can. Parliament has said very clearly that it's not up to Parliament, that they
it's
don't
not up
comment.
to them.
It's not up
Mm.
to Parliament, and it's in part. I mean, Leticia, you have no idea how many videos I've done. I was shown the response in writing from Parliament to the
Wow, from the website.
petitions, that people have sent parliamentary petitions asking Parliament to please remove the Duke and Duchess of title, all titles from Prince Harry.
Well,
And
you
each
would think that they would have done it by now if they could have. Parliament.
of course they would have, they could have, and this is why there was a bill that the year before last was started by one of the MPs, where it said that he wanted to give Parliament the option to remove titles, or to suggest to the monarch to remove titles from royals, right? But that bill got through the first reading, and then it was supposed to go to the second reading on November 4th, and they killed it off on March 2023. They didn't say that they killed it off until the day after was supposed to have been read, because Pidina and I were looking at it, right? Pidina and I were looking at us, and it's like, wait a minute, when did they kill this bill? And then we saw
Oh,
that they had killed the bill that would have given Parliament the
permission.
option to remove royal titles, or suggest to the king which titles to remove, right? So now the queen, in regards to the succession line, the Succession Act of 2013, because that's the last one that they did, was updated,
Okay.
was at the request of the queen. When Princess Catherine, well, when the now Princess Catherine was pregnant with her second child, they didn't know whether it was going to be a
The
female or a
girl
male.
or
So
boy.
what the queen did in December 2012, she requested Parliament to amend the
And
Succession Act, and say that it would go from gender preference to primogeniture, whoever came first, regardless of the sex, right?
regardless of the
And
sex.
that Catholics would be included. The Queen requested this in December, when Parliament breaks for Christmas and stuff, right?
Right.
And it was passed on March 2013. It was less than
Mm.
3 months. The whole bill went
Before
through the
she had the baby.
yeah, the bill went through the first, second reading, all the houses, and the Queen gave it assent immediately in March 2013, right
Mm.
before Princess Charlotte was born. That's how quickly they can pass the laws. Okay.
And Megan was crying and whining because she wanted to have the same privileges as same privileges.
Oh, that's true. Oh, see, that is true. There was another petition, which is the 1917 Titles Removal Act, which was supposed to pass, so supposed to be the second reading was supposed to have been done in June 14th. Now that
Oh,
won't happen because Parliament has been dissolved in recession.
oh
So
wow.
everything that was supposed to have, that's so true. It was supposed to be June 14th.
But
That's so
instead it wasn't. Okay. Wow. This is Paula M, guys. I know you know who she is. She has a wonderful channel. She has 100,000 subscribers, and she is going to get to the meat of this stuff. I'm telling you. It is interesting learning more and more about what you have to say, Paula. I love you. It's so awesome to have you on this on my channel.
I just want to say something, Lee Foster. That's not how it goes. First, the laws are passed or amended in the United Kingdom. Once it's passed in the United Kingdom, which is the main office, and so to
Okay.
speak,
Yes.
then it's passed along the rest of the Commonwealth. Okay, and then but in the UK it was passed in the UK. Okay, and
Okay.
that's when Princess Charlotte was born. This is why, had it not been passed, had it not been approved, then Charlotte wouldn't have been that would have meant that Louis
Louis.
would have been before, even though he was born later, he would have been above Charlotte, just like Princess.
Oh,
Because that
okay.
would, if they needed to do through the Commonwealth, because that would have taken a few years. Sometimes
Oh,
it takes 3 to 4 years to catch up. Yes, when they do that, because it's 15 realms, and that have to agree to that.
oh,
So
okay. You
yes,
have to,
so
everybody
first
has
it's
to
approved.
agree.
Once the law is approved in the United Kingdom, then they send it forward to the rest of the Commonwealth so they can apply it there as well, and it goes through the process. But it's already been approved. It's already gotten royal assent, which the Queen gave it immediately as soon as
Right.
Parliament amended the act. And that's how, when Princess Charlotte was born, she was a princess. She was Her Royal Highness, thanks to the letters patent, and thanks to the Succession Act 2013 Act that was amended, she was next in line after George. So does that make
So
any sense?
it does. It really does. It makes sense because I remember Charlotte being. I was like, oh, Charlotte can be a queen, just like Queen Elizabeth. So
Yeah, if George,
she
for example, didn't want to do that, then that goes to Charlotte. If the
goes to
law hadn't
Charlotte.
been approved when Charlotte was born, then
Oh,
Charlotte wouldn't have been wouldn't have gone after, wouldn't be next in line after George. It would have been Louis. Okay,
oh,
because
okay.
it would have had to wait until the entire 15 realms approve that,
Oh, and that
and
takes
that can
2
take
years.
years. Oh, more than that. Sometimes they can take more because it depends. It has to be Australia. I mean, it's a whole bunch of countries. They have to go
It
through the
was
rest.
good that she did it before.
Well, she did it because of that.
Right.
Because I'm
Because it
pretty.
would take that long and all of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that's standard how they do it. Of course, they first have to approve it. Like in the
I'm
UK.
so glad they did that. Because, so what about her kids, 2 kids? Aren't we trying to still figure out if they even hers? And, but they are in line. They still are in line, aren't Harry
Of
and
course,
Meghan?
they're in line of succession. This is why I've asked a lady to start a UK parliamentary petition asking Parliament to amend the Succession Act again, stating that only children born in the
From
United
the,
Kingdom or residing in the United Kingdom can be in the line
okay,
of succession, and only children who present the doctor's the certificate with the
the
doctor's
approved,
signature
right.
can be in the line of succession. Well, I
Approved.
know that I managed to get 20 people, because when you start a UK parliamentary petition, then you need to get at least 5 or 20 people, and then they
Okay.
start reading it, right, to see whether you got it right. Once they give it the go ahead, then if they give the go ahead, if it gets 100,000 signatures, by law, Parliament has to discuss it in Parliament
Oh.
without the King's consent.
Somebody gonna be mad at you.
Well, we haven't heard back. We haven't heard back because the petition, I posted it on my page, immediately got the 20 things, But once
Yeah.
you get the 20 signatures, then Parliament, it goes to Parliament, and then Parliament says something saying, oh, we're going to review that everything is okay before you can
Okay.
actually make the thing public. But now Parliament has gone, is dissolved, and they won't be back for 6 weeks.
Oh, okay. They're on vacation.
No, it's they dissolved it because people, Rishi Sunak called, I think, for if I'm not mistaken, for election, because this is different in the
Okay.
UK than in the United States. They can call elections anytime if they're not happy with their government.
Oh. Wow, girl, you know your stuff. Let's give it
No,
up
no, no,
for
I don't know
Paula.
my stuff. I mean, it's just what I read, you know. But I'm saying, but it's
Very knowledgeable. Oh,
but
I've learned a lot today. Let me tell you. And I'm going to go back and watch this several times.
well, the thing is, Letitia, because somebody's arguing with me that no, you're wrong. It has to be approved first in the Commonwealth before it to be law. It was, so the law was approved. What the 15 Commonwealth countries or the realms approved it. That I think it was in 2018, which means that Charlotte, if it, because the law wasn't made retroactive. The Queen didn't do it retroactively, okay?
Okay.
Because had she done it retroactively, then that would have applied to Princess Anne, which
Oh.
means Princess Anne wouldn't be below her brothers. She would have been
Oh.
Charles, Anne, Andrew, and Edward.
Then
But at
she
least
would
right
be
now.
in line too.
Yeah, so
But
that would
she's
have
not.
altered. That would have no, Princess Anne is in line. It's not. It's yeah,
Okay.
it's part of
Okay.
the. But what it is her rank within the succession line
Oh, her
would have
rank.
changed if the Queen had requested to be retroactive, right? She did.
Retroactive.
She said so.
Okay.
At the
She would have
time,
been next.
that if they had to wait for all the Commonwealth countries for this to become law, that's not the way it works, because this is UK law. You don't have to send it through all the Commonwealths. Each Commonwealth has their own laws, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's insane to say that you have to wait, because this is
Oh.
not something that the Commonwealth has to approve. It's the
Okay.
Queen that approves it, and then the Queen sends it to the rest of the realms to enforce it, to say,
To
well, now you
enforce
have
it.
to put it here. Okay. So had it that been the case, then when in 2018, when all the realms had signed up on it, then Louis would be above in rank than Charlotte, but that is not the
That's
case.
not it. Right. Exactly. Charlotte is after George.
Yeah.
It's George and then Charlotte and then Louis. This is so awesome. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Now we're gonna be on the don't forget to watch us tomorrow on the Royal Mess. It is an awesome, awesome show. You don't want to forget that. Well, I am truly disturbed that they keep allowing these two to be able to do these fake royal tours. It's really disturbing. And I'm sure it's disturbing to especially the UK, because it looks too real, it's looking too real that they're out there doing what they're doing. And it's like Invictus, but worse. They look like William and Catherine going out on world tours. You can't even
Exactly,
compare
exactly,
the two.
exactly. It's like, and I gotta tell you, Letitia, it's like people my age and your age. Well, you're much younger than I am, but people my age, we don't swallow bullshit that quickly. We actually were
I'm
taught.
52.
I'm 55. I'm gonna be 56.
You're gorgeous. Look at you. Looking 20.
No, I'm like very old. But what people were taught before to question things. Remember when journalism was all about exposing people?
Mhm.
I remember 60 Minutes was literally based about how to when they discovered Brown and Williamson, like the
Right.
tobacco company.
Telling on
Like
people.
they busted them. It
Exposing.
was all about busting people,
Mhm.
discovering scandals. Now it's like you're evil if you expose people.
Wow.
It's like, how dare you?
Are
How
we
dare
upset?
you?
We're jealous or all this
Yeah,
other kind of
you're
stuff.
a grifter.
I want to be her. They told me that one. So you want to be her. I said,
Yeah,
oh
but
no.
I say this because, and the reason why, people have forgotten to apply a little bit of logic. The people have forgotten to apply a little bit of logic. Do you think? Do you think, honestly, guys? And I just said that the UK just finished signing a 7 billion pounds. That's almost $12 billion to Nigeria, and they finalized the total bill in April, right before Harry and Meghan went. So, do you think that the world supposedly know, most people who have ears and deductive reasoning have seen how Harry and Meghan have slandered, lied about the Queen, the family, how they trashed them worldwide, how they are horrible people towards their own family on both sides? Do you think that Nigeria would risk enraging the UK by disrespecting Charles, by hosting the very same person who's trashing Charles and his family worldwide?
Yes,
Racist.
it's unbelievable. It's
So, I
unbelievable.
mean, and I hate it when people, because I'll tell you something. I used to follow a couple of YouTubers, and
Yes.
then I was like, but when they started, I used to love this particular YouTuber, but when she started saying only Parliament can, I'm like, I know from my work experience that's not the.
Yes. In your
And then if
research.
you read, and if you read, all you have to do is read,
Hmm.
And then
Hmm.
I was like, that's not true. Then
Seems
I
like
don't
you're
have.
connected to the website really close, the Parliament website and everything that's going on over there. And you also you make phone calls, and
Oh
you do
yeah,
some.
you call everybody. you know, I call everybody. I
I
call
know.
everybody.
I think you were calling the other day for some pictures to buy some pictures too, some
Yeah,
photos of
yeah,
Meghan and
yeah, yeah.
Harry.
Because when they went to Lucky's, a friend of mine sent me the 4 pictures. There are 4 pictures of Meghan actually slapping Harry's hand because he's trying to hold her down. From what I
Ooh,
saw from the picture of that dinner at Lucky's, he's trying to hold her, and you can see that she's like smacking him, and then the other
wow!
picture, because they're like 4 pictures. If you put them together, it's almost like a
You can
cartoon.
see
Like
it like a
it's like, "Blah," and it's like, and then and then she walked out. So I said to my friend, can I use them? Because of course you always have to ask permission. And
yes.
then he said no, because these pictures have been sold
Okay,
to
to someone
this
else.
agency. He told me the name of the agency. So I went immediately into their website thinking that I could, because sometimes
It'll
you
be
can.
on there. Okay.
They weren't there. So I phoned them and I said, listen, I know that you were giving pictures and stuff from, and then they go, oh yeah, we haven't, but we don't make them public yet. And I'm like, why not? How much are you selling them for? He goes, they're not for sale. This is the agency that has them,
Wow.
so if I post them, I already got a copyright strike by Carl
Yes,
Larson, which is a pap of Megan, right?
I
And
got one too.
yeah,
Hmm.
you got one too. There you go. Oh,
It
he
said
did.
copyright, and I was like, "What does that mean?" It just said it on my video.
What did you do? What did you do? Is it by
I
Carl
just
Larson?
deleted it. I
That
just
No, don't do that. Was it
okay.
by Carl Larson? Because what happened is I appealed it. P. Diner
Oh,
appealed it, and
okay.
when you appealed it, and you say, and then he said he has the option
Tell
because
you
he's
to take it
true.
down
He
or not.
copyright your ass. You get a strike immediately. I think,
Okay.
and then with us, it wasn't even a warning. It wasn't a copyright warning. Can you take it down? No, it was a
Oh,
strike. Okay.
oh,
So Pidina and I were freaking out, and even according to task. So we said, no, I'm going to fight it. And what happens is when you fight a strike through a copyright, then the person has 7 days to take
oh,
it to trial. If it doesn't take it to
oh.
trial in 7 business days, then they automatically remove the strike.
Okay. So I'm gonna
So
put it back up there, and I'm gonna fight it and see, because I really like that one. This one was about her in that red dress sitting on the in Nigeria, sitting on this panel talking about
mhm,
how she was coming home to her family. Did you see that
mhm.
when she was on the stage in Nigeria, and they were saying, she came back home to her roots. You always got to come back home. It's I couldn't believe it. I said, home is where your family is, where you passed London. She literally passed, well, didn't pass, made a stop, waited for Harry in that suite, the London suite, and then went on over to Nigeria. But then she talks about family, home, friends, and stupid stuff. And it just, to me, it's just it really her popularity to me is so in the gutter that I can't imagine her being powerful. But like you said, she hangs around powerful people,
Well,
which
no, she
is
doesn't hang around powerful people, but King Charles is using them. Do you think that the governor, even though he's the most corrupt governor in the history of California, or I think even in the United States,
oh yes,
would issue a
Gavin
statement
Newsom.
like that for Rachel Meghan Markle? People also have to think a little bit, okay?
Yeah,
Uh, he's not going to go to bat for Rachel Meghan Markle. Please, people, let's put our thinking hats a little bit here,
but
okay?
yes.
This is because of King Charles, period. Nobody's going to.
Oh, so you think Gavin Newsom may have had a conversation with King Charles
I don't know who
and
he had a conversation with, but Ron Burkle is incredibly close to King Charles, to the entire Windsor, to Prince Andrew.
you're
He's the
connecting the
owner.
dots.
He's the billionaire owner of Soho House. Okay, where
Ooh,
Meghan Markle met, and Meghan Markle had a thing with him. Okay, Meghan Markle was this girl. I think if I remember correctly, which I'm not sure, I think he's the one who took her to the White House when she met uh, with
Gavin
Barack Obama.
Newsom.
Hi, hello to her briefly, but I believe that it was with Ron Burkle, who's the billionaire owner Soho
Oh,
House. He bought Soho House in 2012. And so
okay.
the video I did today, please go watch it,
I'm
guys.
gonna watch
The
it.
video I did today shows that Eugenie moved to New York in 2013 and she lived there for 2 years,
Okay.
right around the time when Megan was. So if you remember the tick, she
That's
did
how they kind
so
of met
many trips
her
to New
and
York.
Harry.
She did so many trips to New York. Megan was always in New York with Marcus Anderson, with this, with that, right? And at the Soho House. And Eugenie is incredibly close to Ron Burkle. We've seen him with Fergie. They vacation together. He's incredibly
Mhm.
close to Prince Andrew,
Wow.
then now King Charles. One of the first one of the first public outings that Charles did when he became king was go eat lunch at the Soho House in London, where he was photographed going out of. And he stopped and waved at everybody. You know, so
Wow.
so
Wow.
Meghan and Eugenie knew themselves way before she met Harry. You can even see the pictures on that Halloween that she posted, the the familiarity. You know, when Meghan said that in that interview with Oprah, and she said, "Oh yeah, Fergie taught me," then Fergie came.
Yeah.
Truly, the way she talks about Fergie,
Like
they
she like the best friends.
it's like she knows her. But we know
Mhm.
that Megan does that with a lot of friends, right?
She
But this
does.
is different. This actually felt real, like that. Oh no,
Oh,
there was
yeah.
a familiarity from somebody who has seen her
Oh.
repeatedly. And then what was really shady is when Fergie lied and said, because I believe Fergie lied through her teeth when she said that she only met Meghan Markle at the wedding.
I don't believe that either. I believe she met her before that. I do. I
I'm
believe
sure
she
she
met her that.
did.
Yeah, yeah. I don't believe that. I think she lied too. Well, guys, listen, we've been on here an hour. I want to thank you, Paula, so much for being my special guest and
Thank you.
coming
I hope you
on.
didn't get very much hate because people hate it when I
No,
talk
no,
things
no,
that are
no.
not positive.
I've never had 124 people watch me before. So something happened. I usually have 50 or 40. So I appreciate your love. I appreciate you coming on, explaining it to us, breaking it down. And don't forget to go look at Paula M's channel. What I'm going to do in my community, I'm going to post the video that you did today. I'm going to post it in my community so people can go and take a look at your video. And also,
You should ask we're gonna ask these people here, your subscribers,
go
why
ahead
do you think Eugenie allowed her son, that's what I talk about in the video,
to
to be
use.
used as Meghan Markle's kid on that bloody
I
Netflix
wonder why
scene?
too. Why do you
Why
think?
would Eugenie allow her kid to be portrayed as Rachel Meghan Markle's kid?
Mhm. Why do
You
you
know,
think?
who knows? Hmm? Because you know what? I
You
don't
think they're
believe that.
friends, or she just like
No,
I
no,
know
I
she's
think
not.
I think she's helping them to cover the grift about the kids.
Ooh.
And she knows that. I mean, Eugenie is incredibly close to Meghan Markle, and
They
she's
are.
the one. She is the one who gave validity. But people don't know is that Marcus introduced Meghan to Eugenie and everything, right? And then Marcus suggested to Eugenie to talk to Harry, and Harry and Eugenie said to Harry, "Here is this girl," and then he goes, "All right, give me her
Oh, that's
information."
how they met.
Meghan Markle went in through that, and then Harry. The reason why Harry opened his doors to her is because, of course, she was vetted by his cousin and a bunch of other friends that Meghan Markle.
Right. Exactly. So he thought that, hey, maybe he was getting somebody on the up and up. But no, but there's something wrong with Harry. He has to be a narcissistic too, to be able to go along with all the shenanigans that Meghan throws out there. It's going to be
damage to his grandmother, Leticia, to cause damage. I can understand hating Charles and hating Camilla, but his grandma,
his grandmother.
We all know, we have soft spots for our grandmas, right? I mean,
yes.
Grandpa, with your pa or your mom, but your grandma, your grandmother,
yes, the Queen of England.
Yeah, but the grandmother, it's a grandmother, it's like
grandmother,
it's
and she respected him.
Yeah,
I think she was very disappointed in him at the end. I'm sure.
But I mean, don't you think, Leticia? I mean, you have a grandma. I mean, you might not like your mom, but your grandma is untouchable. It's
untouchable. Yes,
for me,
exactly.
It's like funny. It's like when my grandmother was alive.
Off limits.
Yeah, when my grandmother was alive, my mom was the boss in the house until my grandmother came. Then everybody, mama was at the house. It's like you don't even think of being rude to your grandmother.
Right. It's yes. And
so
he did. And he allowed her to be disrespectful to his grandmother.
Bring girls 05. The grandparents are so bloody right. Grandparents, at least in my culture, it's like I think in most cultures, grandparents. I mean, to do that, and he knew they were dying. But this is again.
He knew.
He knew they were ill.
She went on that.
Oh, Nelly, you know what? The problem that I don't have I actually got the pictures. The problem I have is that if I publish them, they will copyright my channel again, and this time I can't get away with it. Because this is the thing that we YouTubers have to fight with. You just found out yourself, Leticia.
Yes, I had a big fat copyright.
Now people say, "Where's the footage? Where's this? Where's that?" Well. This is why we can't, because we're limited by a lot of things that YouTube does not allow us to do. Like, even if I wanted to, I have those pictures, guys, on the phone. But if I show them, my channel will be taken down, no questions asked. Because
I had showed a video of Meghan talking in that red dress. Like, it was a whole video of it. And then all of a sudden, like I said, and then I also P. Diddy, because he done lost it. It's over for him.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrible. That guy.
It's terrible.
He's disgusting.
He is disgusting the way he just treated her like a rag doll.
But you know what, Leticia? You know what's worse?
He was getting away.
The hotel was accomplice to a crime.
Yes,
it's like murder. If they had a tape where a crime reported on it and they sold it, that's accomplice to a crime.
It is. They are. I mean, they should be. Something should. They should be accountable for that. It was in their hotel, and they saw that.
Oh yeah, because they sold him the tape for $50,000.
Oh wow! Ooh.
That's what Cassie said. That
it was in her lawsuit.
Well, how do you think P. Diddy had that tape? And I think that tape was given by the authorities, by the FBI, because remember they raided his home.
Yes.
So why do you think CNN was the one who showed the tape? Because
they did.
FBI is the one who handed over the tape. It was not a leak. It was, this is one of the tapes we found with P. Diddy, and CNN ran with it.
Wow. That's Paula M, guys. That's Paula M.
I just want to say something to the royal lioness. If they remove titles, Meghan Markle becomes princess. Not if Harry is turned from Prince Henry Charles Albert David to Henry Charles Albert David Sussex. Then she would become Mrs. Sussex.
Ooh.
Yeah, because the
So
king
when
can't.
we get
Again, if the king issues a letters patent saying that only the heir and the son of the heir can be called prince or princess, and the royal and her or his royal highness, even
uh-huh.
or just the children of the heir to the throne can be called, a prince and princess. In this case,
Right.
then that means that Harry ceases to be a prince. Harry ceases to be, and Charles can say that Harry from now on will be known as Henry Charles Albert David
Exactly.
Sussex. And that would mean that Rachel Meghan Markle would become Rachel Meghan Sussex.
Instead of the Duchess of Sussex.
Yeah, because then if she wants to, she can call herself Sussex.
Right.
Harry can. But if for example, if the king removes the titles from Harry, including the Duke and this is one of the things I want to, because people are confused between peerage and royal. Peerage is aristocrats. For example, Princess Diana's father was an earl, an aristocrat. This is why he
Mm.
had a seat in the House of Lords in Parliament.
Oh.
Royal dukes cannot seat in the House of Parliament because these dukedoms are honorary.
Oh.
They're
They got
honorary.
privileges and things. No
Yeah, so
wonder.
because they cannot be representing, they cannot be participating in any sort of politics, so they can't sit in the House of Lords and Parliament. So this is why you don't see a royal. You never see Prince Edward, the Duke of Edinburgh, or William, who was the Duke of Cornwall, sitting in the House of Lords because he's a duke, and all dukes sit in the House of Lords. But those are peerages, which is different. Aristocracy and royalty, the difference is that the royals are related to the queen, to the monarch.
Okay.
Aristocrats are not. You know that
Oh.
William is going to attend this summer, which is he's going to be a page, the Duke of Westminster.
Yes.
Okay,
Wow. Yes, he just got that, right?
he's an aristocrat. He's not a royal, but he's a duke, but he's not a royal duke because he's not related
Oh.
to the monarch. So he
Okay.
has a seat in the House of Lords.
Okay.
William, who's the Duke of Cornwall, doesn't have a seat in the House of Lords because it is an honorary royal dukedom.
Oh,
They cannot
wow.
interfere in politics or anything like that. Okay. So
Okay.
there's a Peerage Act, okay, which doesn't apply to royals because it's peers, like Peerage Act.
Right.
There's a Peerage Act, and that Peerage Act has certain codes. If, for example, if you're convicted of a crime,
Oh.
then you cannot hold that title if you are convicted of a serious crime. If
They'll
you're,
remove it.
of course, yeah, they go to
Okay.
the next in line. So they have, but that's the Peerage Act, which doesn't apply to
Okay.
the royals. So when they say that the king cannot, that only Parliament can remove the dukedom, they're talking about the Peerage Act for peers, for non-royal aristocrats.
So when they last thing, so when they left the royal family, in reality, they should have lost their titles as well.
Well, the queen should have put them. I'll tell you something. I criticized the queen after March 31st. I remember I woke up because they got 1 year review, right? So I
Right.
figure in
Yes.
my head, okay,
After the
come
review.
come April 1st, they're gone from the website. And I woke up the next day and I looked, they were still there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, why are they still here if the review is over and they're no longer working members of the royal family?
Right.
So I started criticizing the queen for that, and I started calling out for that. This is why people were mocking me. Oh, why are you always talking about the royal website? Blah, blah, blah. I said, I haven't just criticized it now with Charles. I've been criticizing it with the queen.
Yeah, because I thought that after the year that was it. Like, okay, you no longer want to be half in, you can't be half in and half out. So, but clearly they are pretending that they half in and
No,
half
they're
out.
all the way in, Leticia. They're all the way in.
They're in.
If the government is helped plan
They're in.
the trip to Nigeria,
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
and they had
Yes.
2 government employees, one from the royal household, following them, part of the entourage that people don't know about. They were going everywhere. They were going everywhere with them, reporting back to the royals to see how well they are. The UK paid for a large amount of the security in Nigeria. It wasn't just Nigeria who was putting up. There were people from the UK who were there, like proper people.
Wow.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, and you just read the email that we got, right?
Yes, I saw it. Mm-hmm.
And this is a
I
direct
saw it.
official response from Save the Children.
Yep. Yes, yes, yes. Hey guys, okay, I have a doctor's appointment, but I
Me
want
too.
everybody to say thank you to my special, special guest. And thank you for bringing your knowledge, what you know, what's going on. It is such a pleasure. I get a wealth of information when I talk with you, Paula. It
Oh.
has been such a pleasure. Well, you have to promise to come on again.
Oh, anytime, Leticia, for you. You know that anytime. I really love your channel. I love your
Thank
content. I think
you.
you're great. You know, I'm thankful that you accepted my invitation to come and
Thank
talk to
you.
me. Thank you very much for having me. I'm very honored to be here. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Thank you guys so much. And what a lie. Kisses to you all. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you guys once again for coming on and hanging out with me and Paula. She has really been instrumental in helping me with my channel. So I really do appreciate that. And I want to thank all of you guys. I know I usually try to go one at a time and say hello, like Lee Foster, JD, Christina, James, the Royal Linus. Hello out there. Millie, CC, Stacy, Sam, my lovely Sam. Thank you guys. KTS, she was on. Katie, as a matter of fact, I believe her name is Katie. And Market Garden, thank you guys so very, very much. Millie and Dream Girl and Lily's, Stacy, thank you. Tanya, I love all of you guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.